Hello my friends and welcome back. It is another fun video today, another tag. Tracy over at Trials of a Long-Haired Girl has been putting these Tag Tuesdays together just to break up the monotony of everything going on in the world and just have a little fun and just so you learn a little bit more about the YouTubers that you watch. Now, I know it's Friday and this was a Tuesday tag. I'm a little bit behind, so I apologize for that. But let's get started on this Tuesday tag, and it is food questions. I was tagged by Kim over to Girl on Her Phone, and I'm going to tag, and I hope she hasn't been tagged yet because I'm behind on my videos, B over at B's Journey. So B, you're tagged in this one. I know I tagged you in the last one and you had already done it. I don't think you've done this one yet. So you are tagged. And I will link Kim, Tracy, and B, their channels, all in the description box below, and the questions. So I'm going to be reading the questions off my iPad, so I apologize for looking down. So here we go on our food tag. Number 1, what did you eat for dinner last night? We had chicken pie. Now, we call it chicken pie. Some people call it chicken pot pie. Chicken pie to us is the bottom crust, the filling, and the top crust. Looks like a pie. That's chicken pie. Chicken pot pie to us is the chicken and noodles that you simmer in a pot on top of the stove. So last night we had chicken pie for dinner. Number 2, if you could make one food calorie-free for the next year, what would you choose? Ice cream. To be specific, Turkey Hill Naturals mint chocolate chip. It's my favorite ice cream of all time. It is like 8 or 9 points for a half a cup, so I don't have it often because I cannot control myself. So that is what I would make calorie-free for the next year. Pizza's a very, very close second because I love pizza, but definitely the Turkey Hills. Number 3, how often do you go to the grocery store? I grocery shop once a week. I generally do Walmart grocery pickup, and then I stop at either Aldi or ShopRite to fill in on things I can't get at Walmart. But right now, during our quarantine, I am not stopping in ShopRite or Aldi. If I can't get it curbside pickup from somewhere, we are doing without. So what we've been doing is doing our staples from Walmart grocery pickup. We've been getting our meat from our butcher who does curbside pickup. And we've been getting our produce from a local produce wholesale place that is now doing retail during this time. And they also do curbside pickup. But I still go to each one just once a week, and I try to go to them all in the same day, because we are not stepping foot in a grocery store right now. Do you make a list before buying groceries? Absolutely. I sit and I plan out my menu plan, and as I put the recipe on my menu plan, I look at the recipe and write down any ingredients that I'm going to need. And then I fill in, I keep a list going all week of things we run out of, things we're getting low on, things that the children asked for, things that my husband asked for. So I always have an ongoing list, and yes, I shop from a list. List 3 things that can always be found in your kitchen. I'm assuming they mean food-wise since this is a food tag. So you can always find hard-boiled eggs in my refrigerator because it's a quick 0-point snack for me on Blue. You can always find fruits and vegetables because we just love fruits and vegetables here. We snack on them constantly. And you can always find some kind of nuts and nut butter in our house because we also love those too for a quick snack. So they are the 3 things we have without fail all the time. How often do you clean out your fridge? Once a week. I make sure, I just go through and make sure if there's anything that got stuck in the back, get rid of that or eat it. We really try to be good stewards of our resources. We try any leftovers, we try to get those eaten. We try to use everything we possibly can use. We compost, I cook from scratch and use things that I keep if there's any vegetables left from dinner, I try to keep those and freeze them and use them for soups or use them in casseroles, things like that. So at least once a week, I clean out the fridge and make sure that we are using everything that we can possibly use in there. Make sure nothing got stuck in the back. And, the produce drawer gets a little funky sometimes. So once a week we do that. Do you ever use a slow cooker? And if so, will you share a recipe? I do. I don't use it often, but I do use it. And one of our favorite slow cooker recipes is a creamy lemon chicken. It is delicious. We love it. It's easy. And I will link that in the description box below for you. I also like to make the Mississippi pot roast in my slow cooker, and I like to make like porchette, we call it. It's a seasoned pork roast that you shred and serve on rolls. It's I think a regional thing. So yeah, we do use it. Number 8, how often do you try new recipes? Constantly. At least a minimum of 1 a week. I love to cook and I love new recipes. For me, recipes are kind of a guideline. I've gotten better since I started my channel about measuring and things like that. Because, I never really, like my mom never really measured or anything. She just cooked. So I learned early on that I needed to pay attention. And I took notes. Like her stuffed cabbage, or golubki, we call it, being Polish, it just listed ingredients. That's all it did. There were no amounts, nothing. So when I would make it with her, I would take notes because I needed some sort of guideline. And that's what they are. Recipes are guidelines. So I usually change those new recipes, to make them to our liking, or more spice or less spice or whatever. But yes, I do at least 1 new recipe a week. Number 9, what is the most delicious meals you make? Well, I decided to ask my family on this one. Of course, asking my family wasn't the easiest thing because they all said, everything, Mom. But I pushed, and Andrew's answer was my queso smothered chicken. I will link that recipe below. Adam's answer was salmon. I said, well, what kind of salmon? He said, every kind you make. He loves my dill sauce that I serve with salmon. He especially loves when I just put a balsamic glaze on top of the salmon. I buy the balsamic glaze already made. I don't even make it homemade. He loves that. And then recently I tried a sun-dried tomato sauce salmon, and they went nuts over that. So he said salmon with a side of asparagus. Then I asked Doug. And Doug changed his mind no less than 8 times. He said, oh, that chicken and bacon pasta dish that you made that was new a couple weeks ago. He goes, oh, that was amazing. He goes, oh, no, that one you made in the Instant Pot with the lemon and the garlic and the chicken. He goes, I love that. He goes, oh, but back to basics. I love ham and cabbage, and I love your lasagna. And I just can't even pick one. So that makes me feel good that my family enjoys what I cook for them. I think one of my favorite meals is my crab bisque. I love crab bisque. I love thick, rich soups. And my crab bisque is definitely one of my favorite meals. So there's the answer to that one. The last question. Share at least one thing that is currently in your kitchen, even though you don't like it. I have no idea. I guess they mean food-wise. Wow. I honestly cannot think of anything, because if I don't like it, I don't buy it. And it's funny, we have about the same taste, my family. Yesterday, when I was making the chicken pie, it calls for frozen mixed vegetables. And the only brand I could get was the store brand. And the store brand mixed vegetables have lima beans in them. Well, there is nothing my family dislikes more, all 4 of us, than lima beans. So Andrew sat and picked out every lima bean from the mixed vegetables. Yeah, it's what we do. It's what we do. First world problems here. So I really don't keep anything that I don't like. I am really I'm looking around my kitchen, like really struggling, trying to figure out. I guess the only thing I would have to say is a spice. I do not like cumin. I use it in certain things very sparingly. But that, I guess, would have to be it. I do not like cumin. And I'm not a big fan of thyme. But I have them in my kitchen because I do need them once in a while. So I guess that would have to be my answer. So there is my food tag, my Tuesday tag that is on Friday, and I do apologize for that. And I'm still one tag behind, so I'm going to film that one too and get that one up for you. But like I said, thank you to Tracy for coming up with these ideas, and thank you for Kim for tagging me. And B, I am tagging you if you haven't done this one yet, and I hope I jumped in there and got you first. So I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of fun, and have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and if you can, please stay home.